I mean, the reality is queen of, oh my, queen of 7. What on earth was that? Is this really Magnus playing? What the heck? Is Magnus Carlsen playing? All players. Magnus Carlsen is playing, and he is currently 8 points below yours truly, the #1 player on chess.com right now. So what can I say? It's good to it's good to be me. Good to be the king. What can I say? He is playing against Jobava, as Yasser would call him, or Jobava. Magnus Carlsen is losing this. What does he have? He's got a bishop and a rook for a Pokemon. That's I mean, having a Pokemon is worth a lot more than having a bishop and a rook. Okay, queen b7 check is played here. Thank you so much to Westbio for the prime, Defy Demo with the prime, Tariana with the prime, MT4 with the prime, Tim with the prime. Thank you so much to Tim. Thank you so much to Angry Gnatcatcher with the tier 1, Nakachulian with the prime, and Dursky with the prime. Thank you so much to all you guys. Thank you so much to Tarky for the 100 bits. Thank you so much to Bill's Dub Chest for the 12 months, Technologic for the 20, Vinny Yakarora for the 3 months. Thank you so much to Arbruce for the 7, Way of 1 for the 15. Thank you so much. Okay, what's going on? We've seen a blunder here. Check. I guess the problem is rook d1. There's like 93. Oh, maybe you have rook d2 and some forkaroo, or no, there's still a check in between though. No, probably it's still good for Jobava. Yeah. So right now I'm actually #1 on chess.com again. The year is 2040 and Eric Rosen makes it to candidates as he dominated all viewer arenas he competed in. Hey, Eric's such a nice guy. I'd love to see him in the candidates. Unfortunately, he'd lose every game, but Eric in the candidates would be something special. Just like, frankly, Danya in the candidates would be very special too. Okay. Uh-oh. Magnus is gonna lose again. Just takes. Oh man. Oy. Wow, he's up 9.5, 5.5. Speaking of Magnus, Jobava is completely just like stealing his rating points. Magnus is not even winning by a 2-1 margin, and he's just losing all kinds of points. Thanks for Big Bad Boris for the 26. Thank you so much to Tank Magic for the prime, and Maelstrom for the 100 bits. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so Jobava, I mean, he's on a roll. Probably c5 and knight f4 somewhere. Yeah, Magnus almost below 3,200. Yeah, Jobava is, I mean, one of those guys who will go down in history as having played very, very inspiring chess. I mean, he's never been consistent enough, but I mean, he crossed 2,700 briefly, but always somebody who, like, if you're a fan and you want to see exciting chess, always somebody that you want to watch his games, because he always does something inspiring. Even if he loses games, it's still fun to watch. And yes, of course, Jobava on a good day can beat anybody. The 9.5, the score is currently 9.5, 5.5. Magnus is up by 4, but because Magnus's rating is so much higher, he's donating all kinds of elo to Jobava, just the way that Elon is donating tons of money to all the shorts of Tesla stock. Anyway, we got rook a2 here, probably knight f4. Okay, goes queen b4. Now Magnus will try to put the pony on c4. Great bastion. Knight b6 stops it, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I actually haven't looked at the markets in a bit, so all you guys who are wondering, let me take a look. What is it? Ooh, 6.5%. Ooh, what is that? 140. Oh man, it's about to go sub 140. Meanwhile, the rest of the market is green and happy, but Tesla is ooh, disgusting. Oh man, jeez. I'm assuming what that means is that, rest in peace Bozo, I'm assuming that means that basically everyone got super excited when Elon said he would quit yesterday. He'd respect the poll, but the poll went the other way, and so Vox Day Vox Populi simply doesn't exist when you don't get the result that you want. So that's probably why Tesla's getting crushed, because people are like, man, Elon is finally going to focus on Tesla, on the real company. Or as Dan, I think Dan Ives put it best. He said something like Tesla is caviar, and he says something like Tesla's caviar and Twitter is like a slice of pizza, and so Elon's going to continue to focus on like that slice of bad New York pizza instead of focusing on having his nice Russian caviar. So what do we get? We get knight b6, probably bishop takes c. Oh, he takes knight c8 is probably winning for white. If queen b6 takes rook d6, you get forked the other way. So D's knights are very, very powerful on b6 and d6 here. Thanks so much to Rocks VM for the tier 1, appreciate it. We're watching Magnus Carlsen, currently the second best player on chess.com, play against Jobava Baadur from Georgia, very, very inspiring player, also a streamer. I don't know if Jobava is streaming right now, but he is definitely playing very, very good chess against Magnus. This is good music too. Second best. Well, I mean, I'm trolling. Oh, by the way, you guys, I did want to say that too, for all the people who think that like they think that like behind the scenes I'm just like I'm like laughing at Magnus. I'm not. There's a lot of mutual respect there, and you know, it's just great to get a win against get a win against Magnus. So anyone who thinks it's like I'm secretly like laughing behind his back or something, yeah, it's just not the reality. So takes knight c6, and white is probably gonna, Magnus will probably win this game. Have I ever met Elon? No, I've never met Elon. Actually, I mean, I think at some point I was considering going to San Fran and meeting Joe Lonsdale, who might become the next Twitter CEO, but no, the only person of the PayPal Mafia that I've ever met is Peter Thiel. Yeah, bishop c3. Jobava trying to create something, but he's kind of cooked here after bishop c3. Queen g3, force the queens off. He'll resign here. So okay, 10.5, 5.5 now for Magnus. I have not played Peter, but I think Peter, his understanding is probably around 2400. His actual playing skill is, which of course is different from understanding, probably like 2250, 2300 ish. Okay, we get the classic Trump house key from Jobava here. Pretty normal stuff so far. Thank you so much to Ozzy Bonds for the 4 months. Thank you so much to Ozzy Bonds. Appreciate it. How am I? I'm doing great. I'm doing great, you guys. Are you and Magnus friends or respectable rivals? I mean, nobody is like super close friends. I think actually, to give you guys, not really throw shade, but to give you guys an example of why it shouldn't happen, I felt like Maxime and Levon have been on pretty good terms over the years. Sometimes I feel like Maxime perhaps has been a little bit too friendly with Levon, because they played in the World Cup, I think 2018 or something, and there was this match, very brutal match, with which Maxime should have won, and he ended up losing the match against Levon. And I felt that probably the reason he lost that match was because of the friendly sort of rapport that he and Levon had. And I think in general that's why all of us we're on good terms, but you can't be like best friends because it's still competitive at the end of the day. Ridiculous take. Thank you, Swamper. You didn't see the games in that match where Maxime blew Levon off the board, and then he lost in this Grunfeld game. He was lost of like 14 moves. But thank you for lecturing me when you haven't seen the games. I appreciate it. Really deep comment. Okay, we got knight f4 here. There's an open h file for Magnus. Center of the board is pretty dry right now. Let's see. Anish and Vidit are good friends. Actually, I will say Anish and Vidit are good friends, but Anish and Vidit, they're not at the same level. They don't quite play in the same tournaments together. Thank you so much, Anthor, for the 14. Like, Vidit is in that area which is just right below. Like, he plays in strong tournaments, but Vidit's not in the Grand Chess Tour. I mean, the Grand Prix, I think they both played it, but they were not in the same group. So Vidit has never quite been in that same grouping as Anish when it comes to top level tournaments. Only 30 points difference, yes, but for top events that makes a world of difference. World of difference, you guys. World of difference. Just not the same thing at all. So anywho, thank you so much to Andrea for the 10 months. I never knew Peter Svidler was as old as he is now. I mean, Peter is a great guy, actually. Peter is probably of the top players, a player that I would say I have the most respect for, and that I would say I'm close to, because Peter, I remember very clearly, we played this tournament in Santo Domingo, which I think is where I got my final GM norm back in I want to say 2003, was it? Or no, sorry, my final GM norm was in Bermuda. Sorry, it was the middle norm where I beat Vladislav Tkachev in the final game in that Nimzo Indian, where it was queen c2 d5, of course, which is whatever. I don't know why I went rambling there, but I beat him and I got my second norm there. But during that tournament, I also played against Peter Svidler, and to give you guys a fun can I not do an analysis here? but I played Peter in like round 2 or something, and we had a classic Najdorf, bishop e2. I played e5, knight b3, and then I played, I think, an early bishop e7, bishop e6, because I had seen the game between Vishy Anand and Garry Kasparov that was played in Linares. So I played the same thing, and he played this early g4, g5, bishop g4, and at the time the line wasn't known. Obviously nowadays we know that it's just very good for white. Let me close the board so I can show you very briefly before we get back to the coverage. Let me just pull up a board so I can do it on this board. But basically I played him like the second round. I played my classic Najdorf. We got the Najdorf. It was a6, bishop e2. I was playing e5, knight b3, bishop e7, bishop e3, then bishop e6, f4, queen c7, because of course I think it was Linares, there was a game between Vishy Anand and Garry Kasparov in this line, which Kasparov won with black, where he played the early queen c7 and bishop c4. So I did this, and then of course in the game Savitler played this g4. I think I played h6, g5, takes, knight d7, or knight h7, and there's this very nice move, bishop to g4. Now this game I don't believe is in the database, so you probably can't find it. I think it's been played quite a bit since. At any rate, it was at the time at least very good for white. Now engines might say it's not, but after this game I spoke a lot with Peter, and we even played pool. He obviously kicked my you-know-what when we played pool, but he was just very nice, very friendly, and that's before I was anybody in the world of chess. So Peter's probably the guy that I have the most respect for. All right, here we go. Anyway, just a little tidbit of story, so anybody's wondering about it. Things are just sunny for the 21 months. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. 15k people, still wild how popular chess has become. I know, you guys, I know chess is a big deal. I mean, it's been around for 1500 years. Like, that's not by accident. Oh, did something go wrong? Let me refresh. Okay, whoa, a lot happened. Well, wait, I thought I saw b3 on move 1. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. Peter can't be that nice because he banned me after I asked him what his beard routine is. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's really good, you guys. I like it. Yeah, that's a good one. He didn't like your question, dude. He didn't like it. Okay, what's going on? Magnus is better. This is an endgame. He has an extra pawn on the wing, on the queen side. Good knight g5, h5, rook g1. Something bad is going to happen here. Maybe h5, maybe just b5. I guess our ideas with queen b6 and queen c5 here. We'll see what happens, but this is not looking great for El Magni, or for Jobava here. Wait, you found the game? Oh my gosh, you found the game. Let me change the scene for like 5 seconds. Sorry. Is my brain still together? This was Santo Domingo 2002, Los Immortales. Let's see, how good is my brain? Let's see. Oh, it was knight bd. Wait, there was knight bd7, king h1 thrown in. Okay, so I was just there was knight bd7, king h1, but it was the same thing. But yeah, it was a bishop g4, but it was a knight bd7, king h1. Okay, not quite right, but basically the idea was the same. There's king h1, knight bd7 thrown in instead of bishop e3, but who cares? Let's get back to chess. Yeah, it was knight bd7, king h1. I can't even remember a game 20 years ago. Just give up, bro. Exactly. Okay, Magnus is better here.
Have you played versus ChatGPT? It makes illegal moves.
No. Alzheimer's coming up. Not funny, first of all. Alzheimer's is a very serious thing. But no, I just got one move. One move was changed. We get takes. Okay, white's got these knights jumping to g4 and g5. Material is actually even somehow, and white actually has 2 towers of power, but I think the problem is the pieces are just these knights are so strong here. Knight g4, knight g5. I mean, everything's collapsing here for black. You're getting old, Hikaru. You can't remember every move from 20 years ago. LOL. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. I mean, it's very unfortunate. What can I say? Yeah, I mean, he has a pawn, but you're getting checkmated. Rook b6 and rook b7. It should be some kind of checkmate. Goes to c6, which is fine, although you don't actually, doesn't even matter, like you still have passed e pawn. So Magnus will win again. Thank you, Torque, for the 11. F3 AR on for the 6 months. Thank you so much. Magnus on a bit of a roll, right? It was 9.5, 5.5, so he's about to win a third game in a row here. Knight d6 only attempt. Only attempt. He resigns. Okay. Did I enjoy Santo Domingo? Yes, I did actually. It was a great event there. I made a GM norm there. It was fantastic. Would I ever run for president of FIDE? No, you guys. I would never run for president of FIDE. Never, ever, ever, ever. I might run for president of the United States, but I would not run for president of FIDE. That is for sure. So C4, H4 again. We're gonna get the same thing. We have a classic. We have a classic Trumpowski again. Yeah, takes, I guess. And go from there. No, I mean I'm joking, of course, to some degree, but like I'm being serious. I would run for president long before I run for president of FIDE. I'm not joking. Like that's how little interest I have in trying to be FIDE president. I literally have that little interest that I would run for president of the US before I do that. So anyway, so yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, someone said I was born in Japan. Yes, but my mother is she was born in the United States. She's an American citizen, so I'm American by birth. Of course, again, that's something that when I grew up, I was told that like you have to be born in the US to be president. That's not actually, at least as I understand, not the actual rules, because of course John McCain wasn't John McCain born in Panama or something, and he ran for president. So, and of course Teddy tried to run for president. He was born in Canada, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Teddy was born in Canada, right? Yeah, probably rook a c1, idea knight b5, but again, not a great position here. Maybe knight b3. You got to do something on the queen side here before f4 and bishop h3, and then one of these queen moves comes in, or else you're getting absolutely sauced hard. You're getting knight b3 though. Maybe knight b3, knight c5, or knight a5. Magnus obviously wants f4 and bishop h3 to open it up. He goes b5, takes d5. No, but then you get lobster pincered in the corner, I guess, by this classic right triangle, obviously 90 degrees. Knight b3 is played, f4. Okay, so he's going all in here for the kill. Is Jobava in time on the queen side? Highly doubtful that he is. He's gonna lose again. Jobava is going to lose, I think, a fourth game in a row here. So very, very tough for Jobava to deal with in this situation. Can I come to Staten Island so you can invest in my business? I don't know what that means. What you mean by that? Somehow everything wins. I think bishop c5 wins, bishop h3 wins, gf2 wins, knight d5. I mean, literally every single move wins here for Jobava. Obama was born in the Republic of Hawaii. Thank you. That's thank you for that very brain dead take. I appreciate it. I think just bishop d5. Yeah, this is over. The queen g4 maybe. Takes. President Hikaru would probably blunder a lot of juicers in Iraq. Thank you for that. Okay, so Magnus wins again. The one thing I will say about politics, just briefly, is like it's crazy the amount of money that the US spent in Iraq. I think it was $3 trillion. The amount of money that we spent on this whole like nuclear fusion and all this stuff that's going on, where we might have like clean energy, I think it's $3 billion. And to me, that says a lot about the state of the world. Okay, we get c5 here. Idea to play knight c6. Apparently, this is very bad for Jobava. Don't ask me why. It takes, and bishop c5. Peter actually liked queen g3, which again, way too dank for us pathetic humans. Title Tuesday, I won the first Title Tuesday. We have another Title Tuesday coming up in a little under 2 hours, so it's gonna be fun. Did I see the trailer of Oppenheimer? No, I did not. Takes, 94, bishop e7 to cut off knight g5 and knight d6. Bishop g5. I mean, maybe you can run with rook c1, king b8, but this looks scary. I mean, king e7, knight f3 is the idea, and then bishop g5 next move. Bishop c5, g5, f6, rook c1 maybe. Fg5 and g4, knight b3, knight c4. Actually, Jobava is gonna get the classic kebab here with rook d2. Yeah, once Jobava gets the kebab, he's probably, I don't know if he's gonna win the game, but he should not lose. Definitely shouldn't lose here. G4 and then rook d2, obviously. Rook b2, probably h4. Here goes g3, knight d5 maybe. Okay, a5 a4. He wants to use the 2-on-1 on the queen side here. Thanks so much to Energy Jack for the prime and Willius for the prime. Thanks so much to Willius, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Knight d5 and just run those two bad boys up the board. I mean, knight d5 again. This looks really, really bad for white. Or knight no, knight a4. There's knight c4. Knight c4 though. Knight c3 takes knight e4 maybe. I think Jobava made a mistake here. I think knight c3 and knight e4 is the only way to play it, but that's only going to be a draw. Magnus at number 1 again. Oh yeah, I guess like rating wise doesn't really change anything for me. Thanks so much to MVA Gusta. Thanks so much to Me Gusta for the 10 months. Me gusta mucho. Ideas b4 and rook a2 again should be a draw at the very worst, but knight c4 rook a2 and the pawn is kind of dangerous here. Knight e4, probably rook f1 or king f3 maybe, and knight f2, knight d3, rook b3, and this will, oh, the knight e1 maybe. Still tricky. Maybe knight f2. Probably knight f2 is the way to just make the draw here. Yeah, he goes for it, and king f3, knight d3, and we'll get a draw. I think there is g5 maybe. Knight g4, king f4, knight f2, and it's still a fork. Yeah, it's still a fork. Knight g4, king f3. Another fork here. Rook c2. Very nice play by Jobava here. Very, very good technique. King e4, rook c5, and rook e2 also. Oh wow, Jobava is actually playing this like a boss. Knight f3, and wow, very, very good play from Jobava here. Very, very good technique. Yeah, knight f3, king d3, and rook h2, and you can't really lose. Yeah, rook h2, rook b4, rook h4, and probably still a draw, but again, Magnus will not win this game. Knight f5, rook h3. I mean, you could also just take the draw, I guess. Jobava's just going to take the draw. No, he's going to play king d6. He's up on clock here. Knight c6, king f4, and then rook h2 and something. I don't know. For some reason knight c4 is a draw. I don't know why. King d6, you have to, whoa, king c5 or king c7. I guess this is still probably a draw. Rook g4, rook g5, and h6. Or wait, oh, he tricked him. He tricked him. There's king g4 and it's a draw. Wait, what just, I guess rook c4 was still good somehow, but yeah, it's gonna be a draw here. Nothing that black can do. You move the rook, you lose the knight, you go here, there's a check. Yeah, this will be a draw. Takes, check, and then king h6, king h7. Thank you so much to Ned Zumi for the 4 and Hot Rod Harambe for the prime. Thanks so much, appreciate it. There was a Forkovich, but you lose the last pawn. That was the only problem. Otherwise, yeah, it was all good. All good. Do I agree with Magnus' 25% chance to lose the Hikaru estimate from the post SEC interview? I mean, I don't really want to say percentages, but I will tell you this. Most people just assume that I'm, you know, when I say I don't care or like it doesn't matter, I think most people don't really take that at face value. They think that I'm just like making up excuses or I'm trying to like minimize it in case I lose, but in reality I'm telling the truth. I mean, I don't have anything to prove at this point because obviously I'm a streamer. That is my job. I'm not a professional chess player anymore, so I have nothing to lose. And when you have nothing to lose, that really does free up that really frees up the mental side of things. You don't worry about anything anymore. You just chill, you have a good time. And so for me, I think like in the old days I would have put it like I'd probably put my odds at maybe 5-10%, but now I think it's much closer to like 35-40% in general, because I don't care. And when you don't have to worry about the mental stress and all that other stuff that it entails, it's much easier to play good chess. I mean, that's just the honest take. I mean, no, the reason I say 5% is very simple, because I'll tell you guys why. The thing is, the mindset that what the heck is this D4? What the heck is going on here? I don't even know what's going on. It's too wild. Thanks so much to Mateo for the prime, because the problem is when you're playing chess professionally, too much of the mindset is like it's like looking forward into the future of what's next, what happens. And as a professional player, if I win a game or I win a tournament against Magnus, what that does is that completely changes everything going forward into tournaments and my confidence and everything else. Nowadays, like, it doesn't do anything for my confidence. Yeah, I beat Magnus, big deal. I'm a streamer, who cares? Like, nobody cares. So it's all very very different. Oh, yeah. However, it seems your stream is partially dependent on your chess success. No, I mean, not really, not at this point. But anyway, rook takes d5. Very sharp position here. I don't know what this is. Yeah, queen e6 and queen f7 both are playable because you have bishop e6 here. It's a good way to approach life in general. Yeah, but the problem is you can't approach life that way as a professional chess player, because the problem is, as I've said numerous times, when you're a professional chess player, the problem is everything is results dependent. If you have one bad year, let's just say you work really hard, you get to the top 10 in the world and you have one bad year, all your invitations are gone and your income will drop by at least 50 to I'd say, honestly, I would say 75%. That's how brutal it is. So at the end of the day, like, it's not a joke. So you always have to worry about the performance. Like, it's brutal, absolutely brutal. Like, it's just very rough. What is this? Queen takes a6, rook c3, rook d6, knight d6 takes, check, probably a draw. Also, separately, Royal Ham, when you're talking about that, that's one thing that I would say that makes it very difficult, and why people sometimes get mad about all the quick draws. But the problem is, at the end of the term, there's very little incentive to take big risks, because at the end of the day, if you're not playing for first place or second place, what is the risk? The risk is you throw a game, you lose, you drop 5 or 10 FIDE points. That can affect the rankings to where you don't get the invitations and you don't get to play in things like the Grand Chess Tour. So that it's like, it's not a joke. I mean, that's why sometimes you see a lot of these draws at the end of the tournament for this exact reason, because it's just like, okay, well, you know, I mean, what do you what to do? What's going on? This is, I guess, good, but it's gonna be very hard to win. He's trying to run his king up in here, and that's why queen d5. Oh, Magnus, what is that? Magnus loses, and he is definitely not going to be #1 rated on chess.com for at least the next 12 minutes. They're just losing. A5, A6. Uno. Yeah, it's just losing. Yeah, you just push the pawn. You win by 1 tempo as you get over. Yeah. I think H4. Does this win 2? Takes. Yeah, you're just in time. The king's too far. Yeah. Wow. Brutal. Brutal way to lose. Yeah, for at least the next 12 minutes, because he's gonna have to win a couple of games in a row. So anyway, as I was saying, you guys, that's the thing, like, being a pro player, like, you always have these external worries that are in your mind all the time. Like, it's never stable at all. It's not, I mean, maybe someone like Fabiano, when he was up near 2800 plus, like, it's stable because, you know, like, you can't really lose like 100 rating points. But if you're like 2750 and you just lose like 20 points like Maxime did, you're suddenly out of the top 20 in the world, or like around number 20 in the world, and it's very tough, very tough. Thank you so much, Ilchion3 for the prime. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Have I thought about becoming a professional chess commentator? Maybe at some point, but not right now, at least. Is Magnus stable? Well, Magnus is the world champion. I mean, he has nothing to worry about in life. I'm talking about the players who are around top 10 or top 20 in the world. I'm not talking about Magnus. Hikaru, I retired from chess. Also Hikaru defeating Magnus, best player in the world, 14.5 to 13.5. It happens. What can I say? Okay, so this is losing, right? Didn't they play this? I feel like they had this exact position before. But at any rate, yeah, c4 b4 bishop f8. I think bishop f8 is just winning. Yeah, I think in a previous game he missed. He allowed king f1 g2, but here he's not going to allow it, and he's probably going to win. Yeah, this, I mean, what even are you doing here? This is just so bad. I mean, there's queen g4 and queen a6. What? It's a free rook. Come on, Jobava, you can't seriously. What? You just trade the queens and take the knight. I mean, you're up. Yeah, he just resigns. Wow. Magnus down to 3,200. Very, very rough. Very rough. Are we witnessing the quality of life improving addiction of the greatest chess player ever in action? Oh, you mean Magnus? I don't know. So Jobava really putting up a good fight here. It's 14-8, and this is the problem. Like, when your rating gets too high and you play against someone like Jobava or any number of other very, very strong players, you just can't beat them by the same margins, and you just lose points on top of more points. No, Magnus is playing fine. 14-8. I mean, he's got nearly a 2-to-1 margin against a player who, when he's playing great, is 2,700. That's all nice and fine. The only problem is online. He's a couple hundred points higher rated, or he was at the start, and that's kind of a problem. Because then when you win by a 2-to-1 margin, you lose rating points. Oh, Magnus said that Blitz improves his quality of life. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know, maybe. Magnus really sounded like an addict when he was justifying his online Blitz addiction the other day. Of course, you guys, obviously. I mean, the reality is Queen of, oh my, Queen of 7. What on earth was that? Is this really Magnus playing? What the heck? Okay, 14-9. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, Magnus is king f1's the only good move here. Goes e6, you just take. Still knight c2 and knight d3. How are you combating them? I don't know what this is. Daniel's gonna be number 2. He's just giving up. I think Magnus is actually on tilt, weirdly. He plays a Bond Cloud with king e2. I mean, he's totally on tilt. Knight c6 here and you're just lost. I mean, knight c6 is good. Knight c2 apparently wins. No, I mean, he's actually, I think, completely on tilt here. It's just like, you can even just go knight d7 or take a knight d7. I mean, knight c6 allows bishop b5, but knight d7 and you resign. Things are just dumping for the tier. I mean, knight d7 is just game over. I mean, you just resign. Yeah, he just... I mean, computer likes c6, but I mean, anything, even e5, I think is good here. Almost any move here is good, I think. But probably c6 and knight b6 or c6 and queen c7 and castles is the cleanest way to win. Goes knight b6, bishop b3, just hit. I don't know if I like knight c6 now. I mean, he's giving Magnus some extra chances that he shouldn't be giving him. Good time to challenge Magnus? No, it's a terrible time to challenge Magnus. He's below 3,200. It would be a horrible time to challenge him. Knight c5. Oh, knight c5 is a brutal move. Will he find knight c5? Oh man, I think he's gonna find knight c5. Knight c. Oh man. Oh, knight c5 and or knight. Oh, knight b2 also. Just takes, and you just got to develop. You just got to get developed. That's it. It's what, 4 pieces against 2 rooks and 2 bishops. Yeah, just rook d8 and then g6. Just get developed here. That's all you got to do. Yeah, you just got to get developed. That's it. I just go g6 and bishop g7. Give back some material here and just clean it up. Yeah, even knight d5 just takes and bishop g7. I mean, this is not rocket science. Yeah, there's just takes. Well, actually, wait, it's a little bit tricky here, kind of, because it's a little bit tricky, actually. There's some tactics here, maybe. It still's got to be winning, but I mean, rook f8 is the win, but will he find it? Rook f8 and rook f5 and rook c5 wins. He goes e5, which actually I like as well. Very, very solid move. Just giving back some material here to simplify the position. Magnus and Tesla stock trade suspiciously similar. Wait, rook f5? Rook f5, f4. Yeah, rook f5, f4, and bishop h6 is winning. Wow, he does that, which is good enough, I guess. Yeah, it's good enough because takes, and you're up a pawn, and white has a weakness here that you can go after. Okay, but I mean, bishop h6 and bishop d3 is GG. Bishop h6 can be won, and bishop back to g7. GG. He takes. Okay, again, there's got to be a checkmate somewhere in here. f4. Bishop e2, king e1, bishop c3, knight d2. It's getting, I mean, Jobava's messing this up, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, like, bishop a6, what? Bishop, oh my gosh, are you serious? You cannot be serious. Bishop e2. Gotta go. Bishop e2, bishop e2, and bishop a6. But I mean, you've got 3 pieces. That's so bad by Jobava. I mean, what a choke. What a total choke. What a choke by Jobava there. You cannot lose that position ever, ever, ever. He just felt bad for Magnus. Maybe he did. That was like a game of 1200s. Yeah. This is why Magnus is the SEC champion. I mean, the runner-up is what you actually meant. But yeah, I don't even know what to say. That was such a bad game. I have no words for that. Jobava said it was minus 200,000. Yeah, where's the Genshin? I know Genshin is almost better than watching that. I gotta be honest. I mean, that was pretty terrible. Pretty bad. What can I say? Challenge Jobava later on. Let's go and farm him. Yeah. Jobava is playing well, though. To be serious, I mean, he is he is playing very good chess. Like, joking aside, he's playing good, solid chess right now. He's playing like the Jobava that everyone knows. No, I mean, I want to cover this because it's a good match. Takes. I'm gonna go queen g5, but even bishop d4 and knight e4 looks very, very good for white here. Looks a little bit tough for McDonald Carlsberger. McDonald Carlsberger, that's a good one. Good one. Thank you so much to Energo for the prime. Thank you so much to Energo. No, Jobava when he's on is a very, very good player. Very good player. I don't think anyone would dispute that. When he's on, he's amazing. The problem is he's not consistent. That's the problem. He's just not a consistent player. Apparently there's some massive blunder that loses. Because if you move the bishop, you get forked or something. If you go knight e2, there's probably something bad happening on this diagonal. Thank you so much to Scotty Obambam for the 4 months. Thank you so much to Ilgabril for the prime. Thank you so much to Noah Frock for the tier 1. Thank you so much to Noah Frock.
Noah Frock just
Tell us, what do you worry about as a streamer? What worries you? Oh, nothing really worries me as a streamer. I just chill with you guys and I have a good time. It's a great job. What can I say? Very rewarding. And it also gives me some extra motivation when I do play chess, knowing that I'm not just playing for myself as well. That definitely plays a role too. Like, yeah, I think I said it about the chess boxing, but like when I looked at the chess boxing and like Amon versus Lawrence, it was very clear to me that it's like Lawrence was kind of trash talking, thought it was going to just be very chill, just show up, you know, do a couple little love taps, play a casual game of chess, have a good time. And then like Amon clearly took it the other way, where he thought it was like, it's a real fight, it's a real thing, and be serious about it. Because of course for Amon, he has a whole, you know, you have the whole chess bro community that's ready to just be like, man, you didn't take it seriously, what's wrong with you, you're a complete clown, etc, etc. So of course he takes it very seriously, unlike Lawrence. Thank you so much to Alexander Testeo for the 4 and Velvet Canyon for the gift and sub. Okay, Magnus wins next game. But yeah, that was my general take. I mean, my general takeaway from that was like Lawrence was like, he thought it was doing just a couple nice little punches, have a good time, chill, play a casual game of chess, and then it was kind of quite differently. That's my take. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Lawrence took it really seriously, but I don't know. It didn't feel like that to me. Does it ever feel like a desk job? No, you guys, because I get to have fun. Something exciting happens every day. Whether I'm playing Genshin, whether I'm playing chess, whether I'm playing poker, whatever the variety of the day is, I always have a good time. Lawrence said he trained really hard. Again, I don't know. Maybe he did maybe he did train very hard. Maybe you just can't learn how to box very well in a short time. But I don't know. Okay, so Jobava is up a pawn here. This looks like a Black Mardeemer gambit, right? Some kind of Black Mardeemer gambit where Magnus has given up a pawn. He gave it the D pawn though. Normally it's like an E pawn. But again, this should be good for Black. But knight A4, GG. GG. Yeah, very bad. I feel like this is Jobava kind of got broken by that game that he should have won before, the knight C5 game. I think he got broken by that game. That's my read. That's my read. I think that game broke him, and he probably should stop soon before he tilts out of his mind. That's my general read of this, is that after he didn't win that game with the whole knight C5 debacle, he's just kind of losing it a little bit. It's check. It's check. It's just check. I mean, he's hoping takes and queen a6, but it's just check. It's just check. And I think Magnus is waiting for him to resign. Yeah, Magnus is doing what I do sometimes. I think Magnus is literally sitting here for like 30 seconds waiting for him to resign, and he doesn't resign. I miss my bro for the 10 months. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think Magnus is like sitting for like 30 seconds, like he's waiting for the resignation, which apparently is not coming because Jobava is in full disrespect mode. I mean, okay, he's gonna resign here, I think. Is this your main setup for streaming? Yeah, it is. This is my main setup, totally. I mean, you do resign here, as what Scheibel would say, right? Wasn't that the teacher in Queen's Gambit? Thank you so much to Sachansky for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much to Sachansky, appreciate it. We get the Owens defense here, played by Magnus with b6 and bishop b7. I'm gonna be getting a new PC in the new year. Yeah, I'll be getting a new computer. A c4, probably knight c3. It was Scheibel, right? He's like, and you resign now or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, things were just suppa for the prime. I saw a computer. It's like about $4,000. It has it's got the 4090. Yeah, it's got the RTX 4090 in it. Yeah, of course. What's wrong? I mean, I'll tell you guys what's wrong. So this computer, this is actually shows how far things have come. I bought this computer, I think November 18th 2018, a couple weeks after I'd started streaming very seriously almost every day, around the time of the 2018 World Chess Championship. And I got a PC, I got a desktop because I wanted to stream. So I bought this computer over 4 years ago now, and it's done wonders for me. But obviously it's time for an upgrade. No, this is not a supercomputer. This was a computer I just bought. I bought it for $1,184 on Amazon. Yeah, it's a Zotic PC. I bought it for $1,184. Yeah. The greatest $1,184 investment I've ever made in my life, without a doubt. Greatest investment. Yeah, that's a great ROI on the investment. Yeah, like that ROI. What the heck is King F2? Did Jobava just accidentally make a mouse flip? I think he meant to play Rook F2. Yeah. Okay, King G1, of course, because takes. You got the knight to E5 here. What is the ROI? I don't even want to think about what the ROI is. Probably like, I don't even know what the ROI is. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much to Kojik for the gifted sub. Yeah, I was doing the math. That's why I wasn't responding. I just opened the calculator. Okay, what's going on? Magnus is better here. He's got the knights, but it's not easy to do much because the knight on c6 is good. Your knight on c5 is glued to the pawn. If you can't get f5, this should probably be a draw. King e3. Oh, wait. Yeah, now the king is running. Knight before knight e6 is too slow. Now you're gonna lose. Again, like I said, Jobava probably should stop soon because right now he's on tilt after that game he didn't win before. 100% he's on tilt. 100% he's on tilt here, without a doubt. Knight d3. Oh wait, knight d3, king b. I mean, you can even take, you just take a3 and take e1. That's probably the cleanest way. It's not the only way to win. You can also just go like rook f2 or something, and then knight 7 to c5. But everything wins. I won't upgrade the monitors. I don't think the monitors are completely fine. No, the monitors are all good. Yeah. Whoa, thank you so much to Mamba Forever for the 100 gifted subs. Thank you so much to Mamba Forever. Thank you for the 100 gifted subs. Appreciate it. Thank you so much to Mamba Forever, longtime sub of the channel, longtime supporter. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, man. It's been a while. Hope all is well wherever you are in the big wide world. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, what do we got? Bishop f5 here. So Jobava is trying not to tilt his way out of existence, but it's going to be very, very hard here not to. He's obviously that game just broke him. He should have won that game. Magnus would have lost another like 12 points there. So brutal. Merry Christmas, Hikaru, my brother from another mother. Thank you so much to Mamba Forever. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Long time supporter of the channel. Okay, we got this knight e5 line. What was this opening? This was d4, right? So it's kind of like Catalan ready, all kinds of kind of mixes here. Thanks so much to Croissant 66 for Le Prime. Thank you so much to Croissant. Appreciate it. This is already terrible for Jobava again. Bishop f4 is lurking, knight a5 is lurking. I mean, this is just terrible. E4 d5 even, like, yeah, e4 and d5 looks very strong. Bishop f4, got d5, rook c1, rook d1, d5. It's terrible, horrible position here. Croissant, yeah, a croissant from France. Let's see what happens here. So knight e8 traps the rook to bishop e7, bishop e7, bishop c5. It's all good. It's all good for white here. Thank you so much to JTAM for the 5. Archibald sucks for the 100 bits. Thank you so much. Croissant sounds like wax on. Yeah. How much did the ROI just go up with those 100 gifteds? Well, I won Title Tuesday, which already offset the computer. So I already broke even on the computer I bought 4 years ago by winning one Title Tuesday today. Yeah. Meet and greet in Germany. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'll be in Germany next unless there's a tournament. And without the Grand Prix, like, I have to say, like, I really loved being in I really loved being in Germany. Now, white has the double pawns here, but there's rook b1, open b file, double op combo. Should be a win. I really loved being in Germany. What am I going to use a 4090 for? Well, maybe for like Stalwart or Apex. There are a couple of games out there that I'm going to be playing probably in the near future, so we'll see. But Yeah, I love my time in Berlin. I think it's a great tragedy that there's no FIDE Grand Prix. I mean, my general read is probably they couldn't find sponsors for it, and that's very, very sad. Very sad. So, what it is. Okay, big white center here for Magnus. He has double pawns, but he's gonna win this game, I think. Like rook c7, there's some d5 sooner or later. Let me get some water. Give me 1 second, you guys. All right, Magnus is just abusing Jobava in this game. He's up what minute on the clock. Yeah, he's gonna win this game. Another big win. House tour, nah, I don't really do that, you guys. But anyway, Jobava misclicked somewhere. Okay, well, he's just completely lost. Knight f5, and there's rook g7, e7. It's all over. I want to meet Hikaru in person, but I fear he will put the meat in sub mode. I will have to wait for him. Laugh out loud. I'm kidding. Yeah, I think it's N3P 2N for the gifted sub. Yeah, I'll just say only subs are allowed. Only subs are allowed to do the be at the meet and greet. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good copy pasta too. Like, yeah, only subs are allowed. I mean, only subs. Takes and c3. I mean, Jobava's trying to draw this game, which is already a bad sign. Yeah, queen b3. He's going to take the bishop next move. I mean, this is very dry. Why is Ali not playing the Blitz Championship? Again, I don't know. I mean, probably doesn't want to go to Kazakhstan. That's my guess. Like, Kazakhstan's far away. It's going to be very, very cold. It's Christmas time. I mean, everybody, although I guess he's probably Muslim, so it doesn't matter. But I don't know. I mean, expecting money from the World Rapid and Blitz is silly. All the money is in the prize fund. That's just how it goes. Just that simple. So he's gonna go for the grab of the pawn on b7 here. Thank you so much. That Bill's a dub chest for the gifted sub. Thanks so much to Bill's a dub chest. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Probably 95 next move. Maybe bishop g5 also. He just won 300k in St. Louis. He wants to chill. The only thing about that I will say is that Ali Reza, from what I know, his whole family there in France with him, his brother, his parents, I don't believe any of them are working at the moment. So like, I mean, that 300k is a good chunk of change, but you lose 50% of that to those great European taxes that we all are so fond of. You know, I mean, I know it goes some distance, but it doesn't go as long as I think people assume it does. Great taxes. I'm being extremely sarcastic when I say that, as I assume everybody realizes. Yeah, I'm being extremely sarcastic. 50%, Sachansky. I don't know what planet you live on, Sachansky, but yeah, in Europe taxes are sometimes higher than 50%. Doesn't rook b8 just trap the queen, or am I? Oh, rook b8, rook e6. Wow. And then takes. Wow, what a move. Yeah. Taxes are 52% in the Netherlands. Nice. 52%. Ay 52%. Now that's what I call yeah, that's pretty serious. Pretty serious there. Okay, rook AE1 played here. Rook B8 I guess doesn't work because queen B4. Okay, takes knight A4, takes black's better, but you have a knight. Some chances. Yeah. But yes, I mean, yeah, there's great European taxes. Yeah, great European taxes. What else can I say? Everybody loves them, except when you don't. At least in Europe we have medical insurance. Yeah, this is not Hassan's channel, you guys. If you want to watch Hassan Abi, you know where to go. Okay, so B4 A5 coming in here. And the problem is he's just gonna go rook E8, rook E1, and Magnus is gonna win again. He's gonna win another game. Do we hit 30k viewers for next time Tuesday? I don't know. It doesn't really particularly matter to me, if I'm being honest, so it's no big deal, you guys. I just stream, I have a good time, that's all that really matters, and everything else is secondary. Do I have imposter syndrome? I don't know what you mean by imposter syndrome, but okay, so he's just gonna sit here. He's gonna sit with the bishop because the knight and rook cover the two squares, and also E3 is a problem, so he's just gonna sit here with bishop E6, bishop C5. Yeah, just think about what you get for actually paying those great taxes. I know you got amazing stuff here in America, right? Yeah, Magnus was supposed to lose that game. Like I said, the problem is Magnus didn't lose the game, and now Jobava is just completely on tilt after that game. Bishop E5, rook D3, rook C, G4, G3, and you resign. Yeah, I mean, disaster time. I mean, still G4, G3 anyway. It's just over. G4, of course, obviously. Yeah, I mean, not Magnus, sorry. Jobava really should stop soon. He's just clearly on tilt after that game. Yeah, rook C2 and rook D3 both win because of the ice skater on the back rank. Yeah, these are 1-4, 1-2, 0-4, and 4 for the prime. I mean, Jobava is very clearly on tilt here. Very clearly on tilt.